They saw a black woman with authority and assumed she didn't belong. They handcuffed her, mocked her ID, and said, "You people always lie." They had no idea she was a decorated U.S. general, and one phone call from her would shake the entire department. Before we begin, tap subscribe and drop a emoji if you believe respect has no color, only character. It was supposed to be an ordinary morning in Arlington, Virginia. Dr. Vanessa Coleman, 49 years old, calm, precise, always early, parked her black SUV in the reserved slot marked government personnel. She wore a gray trench coat over her uniform, only the silver badge on her neck hinting at her status. Inside the Jefferson Federal Complex, she had a classified briefing scheduled. But fate met her 10 steps short of the elevator. 2 local officers, responding to a vehicle violation, approached. Officer Ryan Dunn knocked on her window. "Ma'am, this space is for federal staff only." Vanessa looked up. "Correct. That's why I parked here." The second officer, Miller, frowned. "You work here?" "I do." She held up her identification wallet. Embossed gold eagle, Department of Defense, Pentagon Access Level 4. Instead of respect, the air thickened with disbelief. "These IDs can be printed online," Ryan muttered. "Step out of the car, ma'am," she blinked. "Excuse me?" "Step out, now." Vanessa slowly unbuckled her seatbelt. Years in command had taught her control, the kind that saves lives under fire. She stepped out, posture straight. "Sir, you're making a mistake." "Call your supervisor," Ryan smirked. "We'll decide what's a mistake." He took her arm. Metal cuffs clicked, a crowd began forming. Phones rose. Miller whispered, "She doesn't look like a threat." Ryan snapped, "Protocol." Vanessa didn't fight. She simply said evenly, "You have 30 seconds to contact Lieutenant Colonel Price at the Pentagon." Ryan laughed. "Lady, who are you calling? The president?" She stared straight ahead. Higher. Her calm unnerved them. He reached for her purse, ignoring her warning. Inside lay her defense-secure comm device, an encrypted phone issued only to generals and strategic directors. The moment he touched it, it beeped. The tiny red LED began to flash. "Ma'am, what is this?" "That," Vanessa said, "is classified hardware. You just triggered an alert." Ryan scoffed, until his own radio screamed, "All units hold position. Federal response incoming. Repeat, hold position." Officers froze. 2 unmarked black SUVs rolled into the lot. Men in suits stepped out, military police. The first one barked, "Who detained General Coleman?" Ryan's face drained of color. "General what?" "Release her, now." Vanessa rotated her wrists as the cuffs came off. She didn't yell. She didn't gloat. She simply looked at Ryan and said, "You'll learn today what assumption costs." Minutes later, Chief of Police Karen Holt arrived. Breathless. "General Coleman, this is a misunderstanding." "No, Chief," Vanessa cut in quietly. "This is a culture." She turned to the officers. "You didn't see my color. You saw your stereotype. And because of that, your department just triggered a federal incident report." The chief paled. "Please, ma'am, can we handle this internally?" "You had your chance to handle it right here," Vanessa said. Then she dialed her secure line. "Pentagon Security Command, Coleman speaking. I need the Civil Rights Liaison and Internal Affairs on site." The line confirmed. "Copy that, ma'am. Teams en route." 15 minutes later, reporters had gathered. Headlines formed before explanations did. Local cops detained Pentagon official without cause. Ryan looked at her, voice cracking. "Who are you calling?" She held up her badge. "The Pentagon." Flashbulbs captured the moment. It would replay on national news for days. By sunset, Arlington Police Headquarters felt like a storm shelter before impact. Chief Holt stood at the podium, sweating under the press lights. Behind her, 2 empty chairs waited, one for Ryan, one for Miller. Vanessa entered silently, flanked by 2 Pentagon officials. Every camera pivoted. She wore her full dress uniform now, ribbons across her chest, 4 stars gleaming. The reporters erupted. "General, will you press charges? Do you believe race played a factor? What do you want the public to learn?" Vanessa raised her hand. Silence fell. "This isn't about one arrest," she said. "It's about a system where authority assumes guilt before identity." She paused. "I won't destroy careers today, but I will demand accountability." The Pentagon investigation moved fast. Body cam footage confirmed everything. The condescending tone, the refusal to check credentials. Within 48 hours, both officers were suspended. Training reforms were ordered citywide. Vanessa, meanwhile, was summoned to brief the Joint Ethics Committee in Washington. In a glass-walled room overlooking the Potomac, she summarized calmly, Respect cannot be conditional. We train soldiers to identify threats, not prejudices. Police should be held to the same standard. Her words became the foundation for a new program, Operation Equity Shield, a nationwide training initiative. Weeks later, she returned to Arlington. The same parking lot, the same morning light. But this time, officers stood straight, respectful. Chief Holt stepped forward. General Coleman, on behalf of the department, "We're sorry." Vanessa nodded. "Don't apologize to me. Fix the system for the next woman you meet." At home that evening, she brewed tea and watched the sun set through her window. Her teenage daughter, Maya, came in quietly. "Mom, I saw the video. You looked so calm," Vanessa smiled. "Because I knew who I was, and they didn't." Maya hugged her. "I want to be like that one day." "You will," Vanessa said. "Just remember, real power never raises its voice." The next morning, newspapers carried a different headline. General Coleman turns humiliation into reform. Social media overflowed with praise. Grace under pressure. This is leadership. Even the president called to thank her privately. But Vanessa's only response was, "I didn't want fame. I wanted fairness." A month later, she received a letter from Officer Ryan Dunn, handwritten. No excuses, only regret. "Ma'am, I was wrong. You taught me more in 10 minutes than years on this job. I'm taking the new ethics training. I hope one day I earn back the respect I lost." Vanessa read it twice, then placed it in her desk beside a medal labeled Integrity First. She whispered, "That's all the justice I ever needed." They handcuffed her without knowing her name. But by the time she left, the whole nation knew it. General Vanessa Coleman. If this story inspired you, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a emoji below. More cinematic stories every week. Power, dignity, and poetic justice.